If you're over 40 and your watch is making you look older instead of sharper, this video is going to change everything. I see it all the time. Successful guys who've figured out their style. Quality polo well-fitted chinos, leather shoes that actually look expensive, but they're wearing a watch that completely undermines the whole look. Maybe it's that chunky sports watch from 2010 that screams midlife crisis, or that flashy piece with more complications than a space shuttle. Whatever it is telling the wrong story about who you are now. Here's the thing: you've evolved as a man, but your wrist is stuck in the past. Today I'm going to show you exactly how to choose a watch that elevates your casual style instead of sabotaging it. I'll give you a simple 3-step framework, F.I.T, that takes all the guesswork out of this: form, intent, and tone. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what belongs on your wrist and what belongs in your drawer. Let's start with the biggest mistake I see guys our age make when it comes to watches. First things first, your watch needs to work with your actual lifestyle, not some fantasy version of who you think you should be. Here's what I mean. When you're getting dressed for a regular Saturday, not a wedding, not a job interview, just life, what do you reach for? If you're the refined casual type, you probably go for quality polos, well-fitted chinos, leather loafers, or clean sneakers. You're the guy who takes his coffee seriously, has a go-to weekend shirt that just works, and believes in buying fewer, better things. Your watch should reflect that same approach. Something clean and understated. A simple 3-hand watch with a leather strap that coordinates with your shoes. Nothing flashy, nothing trying too hard. Maybe you're more heritage-minded. You appreciate things that are built to last. Your weekend uniform is probably well-worn denim quality boots. Maybe a field jacket that's seen some action. You're not chasing trends. You're investing in pieces with character. Your watch should connect with those same values. Field watches, pilot-inspired designs, something with a canvas strap that looks like it belongs there. Or you might be a minimalist. Everything you own has a purpose. Clean lines, neutral colors, nothing unnecessary. Your style is about intentional choices that work together without any fuss. Your watch needs to disappear into this approach. Ultra clean, dial-thin profile, nothing competing for attention. Here's the key: these aren't just clothing choices. They're how you actually live your life. Your watch should work with that reality, not fight against it. Quick reality check: if your current watch doesn't work with at least 3 different outfits in your regular rotation, it's probably not the right watch for your life. Now, speaking of fit, let's talk about something that might be uncomfortable, but absolutely needs to be addressed. If your watch case is hanging over the edges of your wrist, it's too big. Full stop. Look, I get it. For the better part of 2 decades, we were all convinced that bigger watches were more masculine, more impressive, more important looking. The industry spent millions convincing us that 44mm was the new 40mm and 40mm was suddenly too small. But here's the reality: once you hit a certain age, oversized, anything starts working against you instead of for you. Think about it. When did you finally ditch those baggy jeans from the early 2000s? Same principle applies here. Proper fit signals that you know what you're doing. Oversized suggests you're still figuring things out, or worse, that you're trying to compensate for something. The rule is actually simple. Your watch case should sit cleanly within your wrist. The lugs, those little arms that hold the strap, shouldn't extend past your wrist bones. That's it. Not complicated, but it makes all the difference. Why does this matter so much for casual style? Because proportion is everything. You can nail every other element of your outfit. Perfect fit on your polo chinos that actually flatter shoes that look expensive. But if your watch is out of proportion, it throws off the entire look. When your watch fits properly, people notice that you look put together. When it's too big, they notice your watch. And not in a good way. Quick test: take your watch off right now and hold it in your palm. Does it feel like you, or does it feel like you're trying to be someone else? This brings me to something else I see constantly, that ages guys instantly. I still see guys our age wearing watches that look like they're preparing for a moon landing. Multiple time zones for countries they'll never visit, complications that require a PhD to understand colors that can be spotted from the parking lot. Here's what I've learned at this stage of life: you don't need your watch to do the talking for you. You've got enough going on that speaks for itself. Real sophistication is quiet confidence. When you're putting together a casual outfit, dark jeans and a Henley chinos with a button down, your watch should be the element that pulls everything together, not the piece that's fighting for attention. What does this actually look like? Matte finishes instead of mirror polish. Clean, coherent color schemes instead of rainbow dials. Quality materials instead of flashy features. Branding that's confident enough to be understated. The guys who consistently look sharp, their watches never compete with their clothes. They just work seamlessly with everything else. Think of it this way, sophistication isn't about being silent. It's about being confident enough not to shout. Your watch should enhance your overall presence, not announce itself before you even enter the room. And speaking of presence, let me tell you about something that really matters when choosing a watch. Here's something I've learned after years of watching what actually earns respect. It's not the price tag on your watch that impresses people. It's the authentic story behind it. Let me give you a real example. I worked with a guy named Michael, 46, successful architect. He'd been wearing the same oversized chronograph since the early 2000s. Impressive watch, but it belonged to a different version of him. We found him a clean field watch with a brushed case and canvas strap. The change was immediate, not just in how he looked, but in how he carried himself. He didn't just update his watch, he aligned his image with who he'd become. When I talk about heritage, I mean watches with genuine purpose and history. Field watch designs that were actually issued to military personnel, not just styled to look tactical. Pilot watches with real aviation connections. Diving watches that were built for actual underwater work, not just weekend boat trips. This is where casual style gives you a real advantage. When you're wearing simple quality pieces, a well-fitted flannel dark jeans that look more expensive than they were, boots that improve with wear. A watch with authentic character elevates everything without trying. The good news, you don't need to spend a fortune to get genuine heritage. Companies like Seiko have been perfecting mechanical movements for over 7 decades. Hamilton has real military contracts and aviation history. Citizen has been innovating solar technology for years. These aren't fashion brands playing dress up. They're serious manufacturers with legitimate stories to tell. Bottom line, choose authenticity over marketing hype. Your watch should connect with your values. Craftsmanship, durability, honest design that doesn't need to announce how special it is. Now, let me show you the 5 biggest mistakes I see, because avoiding these will instantly upgrade your entire look. Mistake number 1, wearing your fitness tracker everywhere. That GPS watch with heart rate monitoring and step counting. Perfect for the gym, weird with a polo and chinos. Keep your sports watches for actual sports. Mistake number 2, ignoring your strap condition. A worn-out leather band kills everything, no matter how nice your watch is. If your strap looks like it's been through a few wars, it's time for a replacement. Match the tone with your shoes. Doesn't have to be exact, just in the same family. Mistake number 3, dress watch with weekend clothes. Ultra-thin dress watches don't belong with jeans and sneakers. They're designed for suits and dress shirts. Save them for when you're actually dressed up. Mistake number 4, complication overload. Moon phases, multiple subdials, skeleton movements, showing off the gears. These fight with your clothes for attention instead of complementing them. For casual wear, clean and simple wins every time. Mistake number 5, keeping it purely for sentimental reasons. Look, you can love that chunky gold piece from 1995. But if it's making you look dated every time you wear it, maybe it belongs in a drawer with your other memories, not on your wrist representing who you are today. Here's the reality, your style shouldn't be a museum. Sometimes you need to retire pieces that don't serve the man you've become, even when they're hard to let go. The solution to all of these, complete honesty with yourself. Look at your current watch and ask, does this represent who I am today or who I used to be? Let me bring this all together for you. Look, here's the bottom line. You don't need 5 different watches. You need one that works with your life. Remember our F.I.T framework: form, intent, and tone. Does it fit your wrist? Does it match your lifestyle? Does it work with your style? Get those 3 things right, and you're golden. The best casual watch doesn't get noticed first. It gets remembered last. So take a look at what's on your wrist right now. Does it represent who you are today or who you used to be? If it's the latter, you know what to do. Here's what I want to know. What's your current watch, and does it still fit who you are now? Drop a comment below. I read every single one, and I'm genuinely curious about your stories. If this helped you think differently about your watch choice, hit that like button. And if you want more content like this, real advice for guys who know better, make sure you're subscribed. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.